it was released by SAP long time ago. So in order to implement any SAP methodology, client, you want to implement this methodology to the client environment. So we can choose Activate methodology or SAP methodology. And apart from this, there are so many methodologies are there. Blueprint methodology, Greenfield, and other customized methodologies also we can use. But these two methodologies are recommended by SAP for ECC project. Generally, Activate methodology. Right now, there are mostly we didn't see any ECC projects. And for SAP S4HANA, sorry, this is SAP methodology. This is Activate methodology. So right now, there are no ECC implementation projects are going on SAP methodology. So this methodology is ended up in 2015. But so companies up to 2021, this methodology used for SAP implementations. And this methodology is right now is hot topic and is going on. And so most of the companies are opting this methodology to implement SAP. So here, Activate methodology is completely new, and this methodology was started in 2015, not right now. And so SAP Activate methodology can be applicable to on-premise, cloud, and hybrid landscapes. Okay, but as per the SAP methodology, so we can see it is applicable only on-premise implementations. But in case of Activate methodology, so this was designed in such a way that so it would be applicable to on-premise, cloud, and hybrid landscapes. Okay, so this methodology is completely based upon the waterfall methodology. Okay, and this methodology is based upon the agile methodology. And here, SAP methodology is completely focused on technical aspects of implementation. But whereas in SAP Activate methodology, you see this applicable to based upon the modern and flexible client requirements, we can apply. So we can apply to technical aspects and business aspects. Okay, so SAP methodology is completely old methodology. Okay, and it has been replaced by SAP Activate methodology. So now for SAP S4HANA projects, Activate methodology recommended by SAP. So SAP released SAP launch methodology, Activate methodology in 2014 as evaluation of the SAP methodology focused in cloud scenarios. This methodology mainly focus on the cloud, on-premise, and hybrid landscapes. But in case of SAP methodology, so this focus on only on-premise implementation methodology. This is the roadmap of SAP methodology and Activate methodology. So in SAP methodology, there are certain phases are there. So in each phase, we need to carry out some of the activities. So like here, details are given like phases. What are the phases in SAP methodology? Project preparation, business blueprint, realization, final preparation, go live. And so these are the main phases of SAP methodology. So in each phase, there are certain activities the companies need to follow, like SAP partners need to follow certain guidelines. Okay, methodology is nothing but certain guidelines and business requirements that that SAP partners need to follow. So here for Activate methodology, there are some phases are there. Okay, there are some phases are there. So these phases are discover, prepare, explore, realize, and deploy. So in SAP methodology, so we have project preparation phase, business blueprint, realization, final preparation, go live. But whereas in SAP Activate methodology, we have these phases: discover phase, prepare phase, explore phase, and realization phase. So each phase, certain activities need to follow. Okay, so this methodology is strongly recommended for S4HANA projects. And so phases. SAP methodology, we have these phases: project preparation phase, business blueprint, realization, final preparation, and go live phase. For activate methodology, so these are the phases we have: discover phase, prepare phase, explore phase, realize phase, deploy phase, and run phase. So here there are 5 phases are there. But in case of activate methodology, you see there is additionally added one phase. This is discover phase. So we will have detailed understanding about this phases in the couple of minutes. The SAP activate methodology, you see, it depends upon the 3 important pillars. Okay, 3 important pillars. SAP activate framework that consists of 3 important pillars. One is SAP best practices, guided configurations, and SAP activate methodology. So these are the 3 important pillars that activate methodology is recommended. So we will have detailed discussions on this best practices, guided configuration, and SAP activate methodology in a couple of minutes. So this activate methodology can be applicable to new implementation, system conversion, and system landscape transformations. And this is also applicable to on-premise, cloud, and both hybrid apps. So here there are 3 important pillars that activate methodology have. So SAP best practices, guided configuration, and methodologies. So right now we will discuss about these differences, like what is the difference between SAP methodology and activate methodology. So here project preparation phase, business blueprint, realization, final preparation, go live, and support. And so here, so in activate methodology, we have discover phase, prepare phase, explore phase, realize phase, deployment phase, and run phase. So almost 6 phases in activate methodology. But in case of SAP methodology, we have 5 phases only. So what is project preparation phase? So before starting any project, so initially project infrastructure setup, project planning, project guidance, project so client expectations, client requirements, business requirements, and goals of the client, objectives of the client. These are all things comes under the project preparation phase. So here I just I will show you one important document for you. So so these are all things comes under the project preparation phase. Initially, there are certain discussions happen with the SAP partner and the client. So client means who want to switch to SAP. Earlier, they have used any non-ERP system and they want to switch to SAP. Then these SAP partners will connect to this client and they will guide it. They will guide about the project, so which system is better for them. So SAP S4HANA. If it is S4HANA, then what kind of phases we need to come across and what kind of activities we need to do. These are all things. Initially, earlier there is a blueprint will be prepared, but here, so project preparation phase is nothing but, so initially there are some discussions happening between the client and this SAP partner. So SAP partner do implementation for the client projects, right? So here there are some important phases are there for SAP methodology and S4HANA activate methodology. So this phase is common for SAP methodology and activate methodology. Okay, so initially what happened? So initially project introduction, the client will explain about the project business process detail of the organization structure, okay, a hierarchy, and master data, transactional data. So these are all information will be explained by the client. So this client information will be noted down by the SAP business partner. So here, so this is a detailed understanding about the project introduction, project vision and mission, and logo, objectives. These are highly high-level discussions initially happen. So our SAP consultants will not be involved in this phase, maybe in the kickoff meeting. So, but this is a high-level discussions will happen with the project delivery heads, project heads. So initially happening between the client and the SAP business partners. So here, so project introduction, project vision, logo, objectives, success indicators, scope of work, project implementation strategy, client deployment strategy, SAP configuration standards, testing standards and strategy, training methodology, project plan, project deliverables, resource planning and allocation, and critical success factors and organization structure. So these are all things will be happen at the initial stage. So finally, this project preparation should be signed off by both teams. So these are the high level discussions at the initial stage. Okay, initial stage, the project delivery heads will participate with the client, and they will discuss about the project goals, objectives, what is the vision of the company, and what is the duration of the implementation project. Okay, these are all things will be discussions will be happen, and the project budget, and so how many resources are required. So these are all initial discussions will happen in the project preparation phase only. So the same thing happened in the this prepare phase. So additionally, one phase is there in SAP S4HANA Discover phase. So this phase is just like SAP consultants, that means functional consultants or technical consultants who are not participate in this phase. Okay, this phase is only for just like a SAP business partner will approach to the client, and he will explain about the SAP standards, SAP guidance, for on-premise how many he will give you some trial versions to the client and sandbox system. So the client will use for the 30 days for on-premise and 14 days for cloud. Okay, so this is just like testing the SAP system by the client. Okay, and so whether this requirement is suitable for the client or not. This standard SAP system is suitable for client requirements or not. So further, so initial discussions is happening, and then so in the discover phase only, client will check the SAP system whether this requirement is suitable to client or not. So this is discover phase. And this phase, SAP consultants, functional consultants, neither technical consultants will involve in this phase. Okay, this is just like testing the SAP system to match with the client requirement. Okay, so SAP business partner will give the SAP standard system for 30 days, and 30 days for the on-premise version, and 14 days for cloud version. This is completely free. And if this system is matched with the client requirement, then next step should be implementation. So prepared phase. So I just now explained these are all phases these are all the things will happen in the prepared phase. So here I just explained about the project preparation phase. So in that, so these are all activities will be carried out. So initial discussions happening with the client, and so they will the client will explain about the requirement, and SAP business partner should note down all that business requirements. And so initially, so there are some discussions like what is the project scope, objectives, SLA, duration, resource. Okay, these are all high level discussions happening, but here SAP consultants will not be there in this meeting. Okay, so only SAP functional consultants and technical consultants will involve in the kickoff meeting. This just like once project is finalized, so project manager will call this consultants to give the one demonstration on the project, and so he will guide about the project objectives, goals, SLA, duration, and business process. Business process is nothing but the client P2P process, procure to pay process, what kind of organization structure, and what is the OTC process, and FI enterprise structure. So these are all discussions happening with the project manager at the initial stage, and also project people will meet respective project members and colleagues and the senior members to introduce about their agenda to come over here, and they discuss about their goals, objectives, and their strategies, etc. during these conversations. And so then initially project manager will conduct one a demonstration on the every modules like FI, MMSD. So he will take some workshops and he will explain code of conduct, ethics, and etc. So these are all initial discussions happening in the project preparation phase. So here the project consultant role is nothing. He will participate in the kickoff meeting, and a high level management will involve in this phase. They will have detailed discussions on the project areas. So this is all about project preparation phase, discover phase. So SAP business partner will give trial version to the client. The client will use this trial version for on-premise 30 days and cloud for 14 days. Once the client finalize, so whether this SAP is suitable for their requirement or not. If that requirement is matched, then client will go to the software. Okay, we'll purchase this software. So this is discover phase. Here, functional consultant role is nothing. So here, explore phase. So in SAP, SAP methodology, we have business blueprint, and in SAP S4HANA, we have explore phase. So business blueprint. So business blueprint means it will in SAP methodology. So business blueprint take more time. Okay, so preparation of the each company code-wise requirement, so will take almost 4 to 6 months. That's the reason. So in SAP S4HANA, so this business blueprint has been replaced with explore phase. So business blueprint is completely time-consuming. Why? Because preparation of this blueprint and making them making them for each company code and taking sign off. These are all things take more time. So that's the reason. So here this concept like explore phase, this phase has been introduced in the activate methodology. So business blueprint, we need to prepare the business blueprint for our client information. So client information is called as is. So as is document will be shared by the client. So as is information will be shared by the client. So as is nothing but client related to relevant information like business process, like how many plants are there, how many purchase organizations, how many company codes, how many vendors are there, customers, what is the business partner, and these are all initial discussions. We need to make with this core users. Core users means end users will come after implementation. Core users will support to the SAP business partners for providing the requirement. So as this document will be shared by the client because this containing this client containing this information, and so like plants information, organization, organization structure, purchase organization, purchasing groups, and storage locations. So these are all organized structure in FI related data like business areas and controlling area related financial management area segments. All this information like sales related SD, sales organization, distribution channels, divisions, sales area, sales group information from sales side. These are all organization structure. Data will be gathered and then master data. In the case of SAP MM, so we have the master data like material master, business partner, vendor master, customer master, and purchase info records. So these are all important master data, service entry sheet, service master data. So conditions. So these are all master data will be gathered from the SAP MM end users, like a core team. And so like finance related, if it is finance related, like master data means GL master, vendor master, customer master, asset master, bank master, cost elements, cost centers, profit centers, internal order, WBS. These are all master data will be gathered from the finance team, finance core users, and master data from the SD side, customer master data. So these are all the data will be gathered from the SD side. So once we get this information, then we need to gather other information like like transactional data. So transactional data means purchase like purchase orders, information, open purchase orders information, and goods receipt information, inventory management, invoice verification. So these are all transaction relevant, like special procurement. So if it is pipeline, their data and subcontracting, STO process, all these special procurement types of purchase orders, and so approval matrix. So these are all information will be shared by the business team, and based upon the business team is nothing but core team. So based upon this information, we'll have to prepare the to be document. So to be document is nothing but SAP document. So this document will be prepared by SAP consultant. So here SAP consultant role is need to make several kind of discussions with the client, and so he need to gather this information, and then he need to prepare the to be document. So based upon the as is information, this to be document should be prepared by the SAP consultant, and based upon this gap analysis should be made. So gap analysis is nothing but some of the client scenarios requirements. We are not able to map into SAP system. That time we can customize our SAP system. So for that we need to take help from the ABAPers. And so if the requirement is not fulfilled with ABAPer, then we can directly connect to our SAP. So gap things like a RISIF workflow. This is just like system design. The workflows, customized reports, customized tables, and customized T codes. These are all things comes under the gap related, and interface. So what are the third-party interface are connected with SAP, like for Ariba or Vim on the new gen, like in case of FI Cadency, for GL, okay, and the PI interface. So these are all interfaces, and third-party tools will connect with iDocs and all. This third-party connected with tools connected with SAP. So these discussions also happened in the business blueprints phase, and so finally we need to prepare gap analysis document and to be document. But this will take more time. So this will take more time. So some case, if it is big project, almost it will take 6 months. Okay, so that's the reason. So this business blueprint concept was completely replaced with the explore phase in activate methodology. So in activate methodology, explore phase is nothing but requirement gathering. So we will have detailed discussion with the client on this part, and we will get all this information. Here the information gathering, business requirement gathering is called as a user stories. Here we need to make a sprint plans. So sprint plan. So sprint plans will take generally 2 to 4 weeks. 2 to 4 weeks. So under sprint plan, one sprint plan will take 2 to 4 weeks. So under sprint plan, we can gather the requirement that is called as a user stories. User stories are nothing but business requirement. So these are the user stories. So these two are called as the user sprint planning groups. So these things can happen in the explore phase. Explore phase, we can directly approach to our SAP core users, and we will discuss about business requirement. And the business requirement is called as a user story. We will collect these user stories from the business, and we can make it this as a sprint plan. In one sprint plan, we can make several user stories. Like for example, if I have 10 company codes, okay, I want to make this 10 company codes. I want to move this 10 company codes directly in the production. So that means go live. Okay, so in the SAP methodology, we need to prepare business blueprint for all these 10 company codes, and we need to do configuration for all these company codes, and we need to do testing for all these company codes, and we should send this company codes to go live at a time. So this is there may be chances to get some errors or some issues in the SAP methodology. So why? Because you are sending 10 company codes at a time. That means if anything, any wrong thing is happened, then again we need to recheck, and we need to go back and for example, so here user participation happened in the final preparation. So here user participation in UAT state. So user will come to final preparation phase and he will check. So like you will perform the test scenarios and he will finalize whether things are going good. Then based upon the UAT, so we will move the changes in the go live. But if user says there is something is wrong in the configuration level or something is wrong in the system design, then we need to come back to realization phase and we need to modify the things. Okay, this is a little bit time consuming activity. So here not like this. Here we should not send 10 company codes at a time. So we can make it as a sprint plan. So here in the business blueprint phase, we need to make business blueprint for 10 company codes, and we will do configuration for this 10 company codes, and we will need to do testing for this 10 company codes. And this, if anything is happened, then again we need to reback and rechecking the things. That is time consuming. Okay, but in case of SAP S4HANA, so we have option. So like we can send 2 company codes one time, 2 connection, 2 company codes, next 2 company codes, like that. Here we can make a sprint plans. So we can make a sprint plan. At least this sprint plan will take 2 to 4 weeks. So here what happened? This SAP, so business blueprint is not required for SAP S4HANA. S4HANA phases. So here only documentation should be there. Documentation should be there, but not not long documents, preparation, etc. So realization is just like configuration phase. So baseline configuration and the final configuration will happen. So baseline configuration and final configuration. So baseline configuration is just like 80% of business requirement will configured in this realization phase, and rest of the configuration like MMFI, MMST, and other related EWM. So other modules integration will happen in the final preparation phase, final configuration phase, and also here RISE if configuration also are done. So system design and development. So here also realize phase is there. So realize phase means here also same thing, baseline and final configuration, custom coding structure, design and everything will done in the realization phase. And here user participation is much in SAP S4HANA. So user participation is very less comparing to S4HANA is activate methodology. In SAP methodology, user will come in the final preparation phase and he will do UAT. Okay, so this is user part. In this case, user participation is very less, but in case of activate methodology, user participation was very high. And here one Scrum Master will be recruited in the realization phase. So he will guide the project configuration part to the SAP end users, and this part, so testing activities here will be conducted on the realization phase, and there is no end user documentation is required in this phase. Here end user document should be required. So for that, so once a consultant will perform configuration, then he will do unit testing. Okay, the same thing will be prepared for the training purpose, SAP end user training purpose. But in SAP S4HANA, end user documents are pre-configured, so pre-documented in the SAP S4HANA, and there is no need to prepare any SAP S4HANA documentation for SAP end users. So here user participation was much in the realization phase. User participation was much here. So project manager will be project manager means here Scrum Master will be recruited, and he will guide the he will explain So what happening in the realization phase to the end users? End user will come to know that what the consultant will do, and the same thing like any testing activities will be done in the sandbox system by the user. So here customer satisfaction was good, and comparing to this SAP methodology, customer involvement was very less, and he will come in the final preparation. But so customer initial stage onwards, the customer requirement was customer involvement was more in the S4HANA projects, and customer satisfaction is good in Activate methodology comparing to SAP. So here, so finally, UAT means final preparation means here several kind of testing activities will be performed, like unit testing, integration testing, regression testing, and penny testing. So other testing activities, positive testing, negative testing. So many testings are there. So based upon the business requirement, so we'll conduct this final preparation phase testings only, and then data migration activities will be performed in the final preparation phase. So data migration means, the data uploading activities and cutover strategy plan should be prepared in the final preparation phase. And, cutover strategy is nothing but, so transactional data, master data uploading planning. So when and which date we generally upload these activities, there should be plan would be made for this final preparation phase. And so here there are several kind of tools should be used for this data migration activities like LSMW, LTMC, LTMOM. So and any customized program should be used. And in case of Activate methodology, so LSMW is not recommended for data uploading or data migration activities. So here LTMC legacy transformation migration cockpit, along with if you want to add any other fields, LTMOM, so should be recommended. And any customized program should be used for this development phase. And here customized program will be created by ABAPer, so with help of the functional consultant. So all the testing activities, data migration activities, cutover strategy will be planned in the final preparation phase. Final preparation means SAP methodology final preparation, and Activate methodology is a deployment phase. Go live means the once a project is finalized, all the testing activities completed, all the configuration is completed, and blueprint is completed. Then at a time, so this all the company codes move to the go live stage. So here we can send 2 company codes at a time, 3 company codes at a time. So that's the reason we need to make a sprint plans along with the user requirements. So there is no need to send all these 10 company codes at a time to the go live. So in Activate methodology. So that is the difference. The main difference between SAP methodology and Activate methodology is the one thing is here 5 pages, here 6 pages. Okay, and so business blueprint was completely eliminated or removed. So with this replaced by this explore phase. And user participation was very less in the SAP methodology, and in case of Activate methodology, so user participation was more. And so here the same thing happened like in realization phase configuration and rise if things. These are objects. These are all things happen in the realization phase. The same thing will be there in the here. So here Scrum Master will be recruited for explaining the project where exactly there, and what kind of configuration we have done, and so what kind of testings we need to. So users will participate here. The Scrum Master will explain to the end users. So these are all things happening in the Activate methodology comparing to SAP methodology. These are the differences mainly I noticed. So SAP methodology right now we are not using because this no companies are right now opting ECC projects. So for S4HANA, so generally SAP recommended Activate methodology. Coming forward, we will see only S4HANA projects, implementation projects. So SAP Activate methodology, so depends upon the 3 important pillars: SAP best practices, guided configurations, and SAP Activate methodology. So these pillars can make easy for project managers, consultants, and even business users to understand SAP solution being implemented to solve their business problems. So here, the difference here, gap analysis we say, but in case of an activate method, fit gap analysis. So whatever the client requirement, business scenarios are there, that SAP solution, SAP system need to provide the solution. But here what happening? So if SAP is not able to provide the solution of the business requirement, then those things comes under the gap. Okay, here we can call it as a fit gap analysis. Fit gap analysis. Fit gap analysis. So here I given some important slides to understand this concept in very detail. So discover phase. So in activate methodology, discover phase. This is one important phase. So the first phase of the activate methodology, it helps you develop roadmap and implementation strategies. SAP offers free trial for cloud on-premise deployments. So SAP will offer, so SAP software should be given to the client. This is completely sandbox system. So this should be used by the client for on-premise 30 days. It's a free trial, and for cloud it is a 4 days trial. Okay, so here consultant's role was nothing. And in the explore phase, so explore phase, project team verifies that business requirement can meet with the confines of the solution and project scope. A pre-configured solution SAP best practice with customer scope used to facilitate this phase, and solution validation or workshops are conducted. So integration with existing system is initiated along with activities such as reviewing data requirements and cleaning data, setting configuration values, identifying master data, configuration requirements, organizational. So this is all about the explore phase. So realization phase. So realization phase. So here the configuration phase, baseline configuration, final configurations, and rise if related objects, rise if objects, and all those things will be done in the realization phase. Here the project team uses series of iterations to create, test, and complete business and system environment based upon the inputs from the previous stages. The business users perform overall end-to-end testing of the solution, create testing plan. They also walk through solution process with stakeholders. Here the testing plan will be conducted and testing activities will done in the deployment phase. So other activities such as solution configuration, change management preparation, end user training are also carried out during this phase. Additionally, the project team carried out activities such as data volume management, data migration, verification, security implementation, IT infrastructure configuration, verifying sizing and scalability during this phase. Here, so in this realization phase, only configuration, system design, system development will be done by SAP business partners. So deployment phase. So after deployment, then go live. So deployment phase is the essential phase of the activity methodology. So activate methodology. So this phase, project team prepares and executes the system release into the production. The group of managers transition business operations to the new system and moves into the implementation, support, and support to production support. So this is nothing but, so here complete end-to-end testing activities will be performed and data migration activities should be performed. And once testing activities is performed, then we need to move to this changes to production. So there should be one date should be finalized for go live. So that on that date, all the changes should be moved at a time, and the end users will start to work on this date. Okay, before that date, all the system should be ready for end users. So this is all about run phase. This is the final phase of the activate methodology. The project team ends all activities and forward detailed support team. Team also helped fix any last minute bugs or errors in the system. Integration with SAP Solution Manager for operations, monitoring, and support complete during the phase. So these are all phases are there in SAP in the activate methodology. So as I discussed, so the difference between SAP methodology and activate methodology is, so here 5 phases, here 6 phases, and the business blueprint was completely replaced with the explore phase. here your business requirement is nothing but user stories. Here sprint plans and sprint groups should be made, and at a time, so we can at a time we can send 2 company codes to the production and to next 2 company codes like that. So there is no sequence. There is no need to prepare total business blueprint for total company codes. Okay, so in the realization phase, so these are the configurations, baseline, final configurations we need to perform. The same thing will happen here, but the difference is here Scrum Master should be recruited for set up a stand-up meeting with the end users, and so he will guide about the project discussions, where exactly we have done and what where we are. These are all things we'll discuss with the end users. Then end users will be satisfied about the consultants teamwork, because so they are getting the report on on weekly basis. They are happy, right? So here in case of ASAP methodology, so their participation was very less comparing to Activate methodology. So they will involve on the final preparation phase, and they will do UAT, and the user doesn't know what happening in the final preparation phase. And so here, so the core users will sit idle because so they didn't get any work till realization phase is completed. But here the core users and other team will the role was excited. Why? Because so here so every time so we are meeting and discussion with the end users. So everyone is engaged and busy with their respective work. So here there may be chances of other people who are in the testing phase. They are completely they don't have proper work. Then they will sit idle. So, but in case of here, everyone will participate their activities, and everyone carry out their roles. So, ideal time was very less in case of Activate methodology. So that is the difference between ASAP methodology and Activate methodology, as per my understanding. And some of the important discussions need to do right now. So here project team means finance consultant team, MM team, SD team, project manager, scrum masters, core business teams, end users, super users, security, BW, basis, ABAP, interface. These are all teams will be participate in this project areas. And project preparation means here all the discussions earlier explained. And so here are some of the important tools generally used for data migration, data uploading. So data uploading activities, we can do it through LSMW for ECC projects, and BDC. BDC means batch data conversion program. Okay, LSMW, there are almost 14 steps are there. So each step we need to perform. And finally, so we need to upload the data from legacy system to SAP. So BDC, this is a program this program will be developed by ABAP consultant. So here some of the important things ABAP consultant will do, so he will discuss with the finance and MMSD other consultants, and he will make the uploading program. So that is a BDC. And so these are important points they will consider: small data, error data, delta data, and missing data. So, and cutover strategy. So cutover strategy means when we are going to uploading this vendor open items, customer open items, GL items, open items, cleared items, and balances. So this will be uploaded from legacy system to SAP systems. So BDC program will be designed by SAP MM consultant, and so this program will be designed by SAP MM consultant. And initially, the cutover activities related to MM module, check organize structure, and plan to storage location setup, check number range for purchase organization, and MM documents, maintain MRP profile, and maintain the output condition for printout. So for email and the EDI, and check and add classification for material, batch and release strategy. So, EDI partner profile setup, maintain the subcontracting vendors, and the setup business partner. These are all things will be in the happen in the cutover strategy plan. So, this is all about today demonstration. Thank you very much for giving this opportunity. So, if you want to say anything, then it is better for me. Hello? Hello? Hello, any questions from this place?
No. I guess no one is responding here. I think everyone is like understand. Hope so. They are not have any questions. I guess. Okay, team. Everyone is gonna understand whatever the session we have today.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah, this is just like high level discussion. So because corporate level, we will guide you like this. But if a student is there, then we will make it in 2 or 3 days for only this implementation phase. Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah. So anything want to say? Any questions?
I guess till now we don't have. But tomorrow, one more time, we'll discuss. Before we start the session, we will have some Q&A session before tomorrow.
Okay. Okay.
So,
Fine.
Okay, team. Anyone want to ask something?
So I just want to know something from you. So these all people who attended, they are consultants or end users. I don't know exactly. What is the requirement?
Yeah, it's all a consultant.
Okay.
In between one or two persons are like from the team only.
Chemo. Okay.
Yeah. So that
Okay,
I'll confirm you. Yeah, fine. I'll connect you separately.
Okay, no issues. No issues. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.